Want those pro portraits with sharp subjects and dreamy blurred backgrounds? That's all about depth of field. Depth of field is simply the zone of sharp focus in your photo. Shallow depth of field means only a thin slice is sharp, perfect for portraits. Bokeh is the look of the out-of-focus blur, especially those soft glowing orbs in the background. The lens and its aperture shape create that magic. To get this effect, use a wide aperture, like f1.8 or f1.4. The wider the opening, the blurrier the background. A smaller f-stop, wider opening means more blur. A larger f-stop, narrower opening, keeps more in focus. Mastering aperture is your first step to creative control, guiding the viewer's eye and telling a visual story. Don't let the camera decide. Choose your settings and make your portraits pop. In the studio, depth of field still matters, even with plain backdrops. Pull your model away from the background to maximize blur, ideally 10-15 feet if possible. Use a wide aperture like f/2.0, and set up a key light plus a rim or hair light to separate your model from the background. Keep ISO low, 100-200 for clean images, and set shutter speed to your camera's flash sync, around 1/160th or 1/200th. Focus is critical. Use single-point autofocus on the eye closest to the camera. The wider your aperture, the thinner your focus zone, so nail that focus. For posing, have your model turn slightly or lean forward to add depth and make the blur more dramatic. Combine these tricks for polished, high-end studio portraits. Experiment and adjust until you get that perfect creamy background. Night shoots are perfect for epic bokeh city lights. Become glowing orbs behind your model. Find spots with lots of small distant lights like busy streets or parks with string lights. Place your model far from the lights and use your widest aperture f1.8 or f1.4. Light your model with an off-camera flash or LED panel for separation. Set your camera to manual wide aperture, slow shutter like 1/60th to brighten background lights, and bump ISO as needed. Focus can be tricky. Switch to manual focus and use live view to zoom in on the eyes. Have your model interact with the environment, lean on a railing, or look toward the lights for a cinematic feel. Balancing flash, ambient light, and focus is key for sharp, magical portraits. Take your time. Nailing focus and exposure at night is worth the effort. The result? Stunning, vibrant portraits with unforgettable bokeh. Let's recap the essentials for dreamy backgrounds. Use a prime lens, like a 50mm f1.8 or 85mm f1.8 for the best blur and background compression. In the studio manual mode, ISO 100, shutter at sync speed, 1/200th, aperture around f2.8 or wider. At night manual mode, aperture wide open, slower shutter, higher ISO, and balance your flash. Communicate with your model. Direct them to play with angles, hands, and hair for depth. Remind them to hold still for sharp focus, especially at wide apertures. Practice is everything. Experiment with settings, lenses, and distances to see what works. The more you shoot, the more natural creative control becomes. Go make something amazing.